Hey, this is Smoked Meat. I'm your host, Brad Pittman. Smoked Meat's brought to you by Joe's Underground at the corner of 8th and Broad in Augusta, Georgia, in the bottom of the Lamar building. Oh man, I love going to Joe's. Jeremy and the gang make me feel like I'm family from the first time I ever walked in there to every time I go in. So go on down to Joe's and hang out with them, meet some new friends, hang out with some old ones, have a great time. Remember, I goes to Joe's and so should you. That's Joe's Underground, the corner of 8th and Broad in Augusta, Georgia, in the bottom of the Lamar building. We're also sponsored by the 4 Points Trading Company. 4 Points Trading Company has the greatest soy candles ever. I've never been a big candle guy, but the first time I saw these, I knew I had to have them. I found one that was whiskey and one that was firewood. And right now here I've got bacon, I have barbecue, and I have firewood smoking, burning down here in the studio right now all together, and it smells phenomenal. They've got some new holiday scents coming out, so give them a try. 4pointstradingco.com and put in promo code smoked meat and you'll get 10% off your order. We're also sponsored by WW Restaurant Equipment in Thompson, Georgia at 1894 Moose Club Road. Go down and see Blake Harrison. Great guy, known him for 40 years. He'll do you right. There's no telling what you're going to find him doing. He could be boiling peanuts, could be grilling hamburgers. There's no telling. He just loves to have company. So go on down and check him out. He can get you anything for your restaurant, from small wares to everything, from top to bottom. I mean, everything. They have ice machines. They have things to process your wild game with. They have cubers, slicers, you name it, they have it. So go check them out. That's WW Restaurant Equipment at 1894 Moose Club Road, 706-595-9511. Tell them Brad sent you. Today on Smoked Meat, my guests are Soho Johnny and his sidekick Nino. Oh man, I had such a great time talking to them. I love Johnny and Nino. We talked a little bit about the Concert for Humanity that's coming up on November 24th. It's going to be a virtual concert, and y'all need to check it out. I'm going to post a link to it, and I'm going to keep promoting this thing. So everybody make sure you check it out and enjoy it. Going to be so many great acts there. But we're going to go on ahead and get this beast kicked off right here on Smoked Meat. Johnny, Nino, how the hell are y'all today?
Very good. Thanks for having us.
Oh, man, thank y'all.
Thank you for having us again, Brad.
Oh, thank y'all for coming on, man. I love it when y'all get to come on here. You know, like I say, it's been so many things happen since we got to talk. And, you know, my plan was to come up for this concert in November, and the kibosh kind of got put on that. But at the same time, we've got this beautiful concert that's coming up. Y'all are doing it virtual, and it's, oh man, I'm so pumped. You know, so many great people going to be in it. And if I know you, you've got some other stuff up your sleeve with it. You ain't all the cats out of the bag. I know you, man.
Well, you know, these things are organic. They kind of take a life of their own,
Yeah.
and so much, you get so much of a push and so much love when you do some charity work, which is, you know, I can't put a price on that. It certainly puts wind in my sails, and people surround you and support you, and for a good cause, and you're having a good time, and you know, kind of bringing people together at a time where we need entertainment, because it's kind of there's a little entertainment starvation out there given what's going on, and we're happy to be part of it and blessed to be here, and every day's a blessing and a gift.
Definitely, definitely. And you know, I've been paying attention. You know, the Save Our Stages thing. You know, that's a wonderful thing in itself. And you know, people don't understand that these concerts, they put money in more pockets than just the people up there singing and all. You know, they a lot of work and everything goes in behind the scenes on these things, and these folks don't
It's
don't have big bankrolls saved.
it's part
Yeah.
of
But
it's part of the economy. It's, you know, there's a lot of the cameramen, the production crew, the editors, the writers. It all goes into the finished product. You know, the managers at the time, and everybody has to synchronize, and especially with a live show. Uh, I mean, this is virtual because we just have to do it virtual. It's already grown big enough. We had to just kind of put the stops on it. Otherwise, we'd be doing a few day marathon like the late great Jerry Lewis used to do. I think it was for muscular dystrophy or cerebral palsy. It was cerebral palsy.
yeah, not muscular
And
dystrophy. Yep, I remember that one well.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was a great man in what he did and raised money. And I remember as a kid just watching and seeing it could be 4 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden like someone like Frank Sinatra will come in through the stage door and belt out he'll croon something, a song, and it's just great. It just it's just the secret sauce of bringing people together
Yeah,
to do something good. It's all about the common denominator of community. And
yeah,
that's a big part of what I built. I mean, besides the business end of it, because there's always important, there always has to be a business end of it. That's the tools by which we have to work and survive and, put
yeah,
money on the bread on the table for our loved ones. But, I've always tried to make a piece of what I do for a charitable good cause. And I think that's what's going to elevate us at a time at the end of our lives when we look back.
yeah. I think so too. This is a great thing. I know it's going for some COVID relief for people who have had trouble during that, and I've been totally blessed during this thing because as a paramedic, I haven't missed a check. My wife runs a nursing home. She hadn't missed a check. We've been really, really lucky. And there's people out
Well,
there.
you're,
I've got a friend that lost a business over this.
well, I thank you for your service because you're a first responder, just as if you were on the fireman in 9/11 back in the day, dealing with people, sick people, or COVID people in hospitals. And, that whole industry rose up, and the pharmaceutical industries, a lot of them are rising up here. And, it's the race for the cure, but it's a cure, it's a cure for everybody. It's a cure not just for the sick, but it's a cure for a sick economy. It's a cure for optimism. It's so important, and it's the invisible enemy. But if there's anything that I look for when it comes to call it a pandemic, a catastrophe, whatever. I mean, bad things are going to happen. That's what life is all about. We can't avoid all the things. It could be a hurricane. It could be anything. But you always try to. I mean, I know I always try to look for a silver lining, something good to come out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think what's the good thing that's coming out of this is, people have now rediscovered a more refined appreciation of life and what it has to offer. Okay,
Mm,
people are not taking things for granted as much as before. They're not taking their loved ones for granted. I mean, I don't know if I said this on your show last time, but I had lost my mom to COVID
mhm.
earlier in May, and of course I'm mourning. But that's part of the wind in my sails in doing this because in her name, what better thing can I do for my mom's memory is to do something like this, in my opinion. I just turn that energy, which could be negative, into something positive, putting aside, allowing times for more healing and grief. And there's so many people that are affected by all different types of diseases. And I've been a big proponent of trying to fight cancer as well.
Yeah.
But so that foundation was on the shelf. And when my mom had passed earlier this year with COVID, I just, kind of catapulted it forward. And, foundation's not owned by me. I just, founded it, letmehelpinc.org, letmehelpinc.org. And that's where people could donate. And the foundation, for those listeners that may not know, because I had to learn in the beginning, a charity is something that has one particular purpose, like American Cancer Society, let's say it's for cancer research only. It can't go for cerebral palsy. But
Yeah.
a foundation you could give to different charitable causes, okay? And it can be more than one at the same time. So this particular virtual concert that we put together and that so many people have come behind it, and artists, whatever, and we'll get into that in a minute,
Mhm.
is November 24th. It's just 2 nights before Thanksgiving, purposely done on the Thanksgiving time because we feel it's a time to be thankful. Because no matter what we're going through, usually there's somebody else that's going through worse. And we've always got to be mindful of that and still remain thankful. So November 24th, New York time, Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. And it's going to be broadcast and streamed on iConcert.tv. And we've got a tremendous lineup that have come and that we'll go into in a minute. Different artists, different tributes, and I guess I'll go into that in a minute. I'm part of there's a segment of the show. Okay, let me go into the charities. Of course, it's COVID related,
Mhm.
it's prostate cancer related, and there's a segment of it which is being co-produced by a buddy of mine, Andrew Cole, very, very talented and heartfelt guy, philanthropist is all right. I love him. And through Creative Visions Foundation, something called hashtag I am no joke. And that's an anti-bullying campaign. And you'd be surprised how many A-listers have come up and just exposed themselves and said, this is something I experienced, or maybe I was a bully. You know, I mean, we've got uh, some appearances, or features or footage, like from Patrick Stewart, Ozzy Osbourne, and his wonderful wife Sharon, Cedric the Entertainer, and the list goes on. I have to look at my list because it's too long, and I get these senior farts myself when I can't remember, and I
Welcome to
want
my
to give
world.
everybody credit. but it's just so much love, Brad. And it's we hope we make a difference. We guarantee it's a free concert. We encourage everyone, whatever you could afford to donate. If the followers of all these artists that are on the show just gave $1 each, it would be an outstanding success. $1 for all their followers that are following the show, or maybe going to watch the show, or will see the show.
Yeah.
But we're gonna, we're up at bat, and
Oh,
we're
it's
gonna
gonna be
try to
a home
hit
run,
the
man.
homer.
It is gonna be a homer. That's all. You might as well wear pinstripes to it, man. It's gonna be. Oh yeah. But yeah,
And one of the other campaigns that, I mean, that's November 24th, but in the background, we're also building up more steam gradually for our bachelor that's on with us right now, my buddy Nino,
Nino,
Nino Leona, and
Hey,
he is
Brad.
doing good.
he's an eligible bachelor. And for those of the audience that may have heard or not have heard, we're auctioning off a date with this young gentleman. He's got a great sense of humor, nice guy, great guy, very down to earth, and just all around. He's the type of guy you could take home to mom. But he also has a sense of humor to beat the band.
Mm,
And so we're auctioning off a date with him, of course, for charity, for the foundation. The date's not going to be till I think May 1st of 2021,
mm.
and we're hooking up like one of the best restaurants in the city. I think it's going to be one if by land, two if by sea, and then there'll be like a Rolls Royce limo to a Soho loft, one of the Soho lofts, part of the Soho Johnny family of locations there on peprealestate.com is the real estate end. And there's going to be a surprise entertainer that's going to serenade them. So it's going to be a great time had by all,
Oh,
and it's going to be a lot of fun. And and we'll just be taking bidders, and we appreciate everyone's participation. We guarantee it's going to be a great night for everybody watching. And chances are, in the restaurant there might be a possibility that we may have a little footage on a nearby table of the date of that night. But we'll see how it goes. But it's all for charity. It's all for good purpose. And we've got that gestating in the background as well in the Soho Johnny camp.
oh man, what do you think about this, Nino? You getting nervous?
No, I think it's great. Listen, I know Johnny for 40 years plus. Great guy, always trying to help people out, you know, shine himself. But I got a call one evening. He says, I got this great idea. I'm interested in hosting this concert and stuff. I said, concert's great because he's done many and donated to charities and things like that. So he's explaining the concert to me. And then all of a sudden it hits me, but I got this great idea now. We're going to auction off a date. I said, wow, that's a great idea. How would you like to help me out? And I said, fantastic, great. Anything that I could do to help the cause. I mean, I think it's great that he's doing this. Family's devastated with COVID, hasn't been a great year. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have, I guess, like Johnny said, maybe at the next table, people take some footage and things like that. So I think the person who does win this date, it'll be helping people. And also, we'll have lots of fun. It's a great Rolls Royce dinner in one of the best restaurants in the city. I don't know who will be serenading or singing, because John's always keeping things a little secretive and stuff. But listen, we're going to have lots of fun, and it's going to be for a great cause.
I can hear how this conversation went because I also have a friend of mine, Blake Harrison. I've known him for over 40 years. And when one of us gets on the phone to the other one and says, I have an idea, it usually does not turn out really well, but it's always fun.
But you know what, Brad? This is for a great cause, and as soon
Yeah.
as he said it, I jumped at the chance. Because if we can raise a couple of dollars to help some families, it's a great thing.
Oh yeah, man. There's nothing like helping people out. I love doing it, and Johnny's always done it, and it's just when you have heart, it shows. Good things come to people that help others. That
Right.
just, they're not worried about that, and that's awesome, and it shows, and
Uh,
that's why I love him. That and the hat.
well, I thank
The
thank you. But my hat thanks you, and I thank you. But so much, Brad. But it's truly not about me.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm having a great time doing this. Okay, dealing with musicians, dealing with artists. It's a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of work goes into the show. I'm not making light of that. Anybody that knows the business knows that.
mm,
But it's just very very fulfilling. It's just something that it's just a feel good thing to do at a time that. And listen, I've been socially isolated here, but as I say, that doesn't mean social isolation. Excuse me, socially distancing does not mean social isolation. Outreach is so important, and just communicating with people, keeping people's spirits up. We have to be in there. There's enough divisiveness. Let's get back to work. Let's get back to Mandate of Humanity is a comic book that I just put out there. Soho Johnny's Mandate for Humanity, and
mm,
it's all about just kind of like music being the tie that binds us all, and the common denominator type of things that still keeps people together. We need to focus on what keeps us together. Differences of opinion are respectful, as long as they're respectful, are encouraged, because that type of dialogue is healthy. Exchange of ideas is what makes us greater. Okay, in exploration, research, medical research for a cure for COVID, let's say. But it's about just the common denominators of just really just unifying, and that's a big part of what I tried to do from the very very beginning. I was blessed with an inspiration from my late mom, who instilled entertainment and music in me, and my late dad from 26 years ago. He got me started on the cancer kick to fight cancer, because he died of lung cancer. He instilled a sense of humility and humanity in me, and I was blessed to have parents like that. And this is my way of just like taking my little chip of the stone here, and hopefully, if you make one ripple and do these things, it turns into a tidal wave, and people just put a little ripple each, and it just compounds.
yeah,
But I'm
and
going to mention a few other of the artists
oh yeah,
because I think it would be. I want to be fair to try to catch a lot of them here. Um, he played with John Mellencamp for 17 years, as well as the. I'm reading all this because I can't remember Beatles, Lady Gaga, Johnny Cash, Leland Sklar, and the immediate family. Iconic bass player who's considered God in the music community.
yeah,
He has played with Carole King, Linda Ronstadt, Phil Collins, James Taylor, Jackson Brown, and countless others.
yeah,
Uh, Kenny Lee Lewis, lead guitarist and bassist for the Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra, Fly Like an Eagle. We all know those hits.
mm,
Stephen Perkins, my buddy, drummer from Jane's Addiction. Great, great guy, my friend. Uh, and the whole band, Revolution, it's spelled Revolushn. It's a San Francisco psych band with members including Dave Kendrick, the drummer from Devo, and Frank and No Schubert, um, Will Crudson, British lead guitarist from Adam Ant, Kenny Olson, my other buddy, iconic guitarist who co-founded Kid Rock, Twisted Brown Trucker, and toured with the Hendrix Experience.
yeah,
Juliana, um, Juliana's a Florida-based Latino band. Of course, we've got to have our Latinos and have that segment. A lot of contributions come from that big sector of the whole music industry. We love that. And the members, the band was founded by John Stewart. Let's see,
yeah.
going down the list here.
On my list, I see Sha Na Na.
Sha Na
Dude,
Na,
that's freaking
absolutely.
amazing. Please tell me Bowser is still with us.
Love it, love it. Jocko, yes, they're coming. They're coming to support. Listen, we're so blessed to work with all these people and just have them just either give a shout out or say a tune or strum a guitar. You know, it's just it's just so great. Rocky Kramer, Norwegian allied
I love her.
artist, singer, songwriter. I mean, the list goes on. Sadie Case, Lorene London, Mickey Burns. He's definitely a mentor of mine. And
Mm.
he's a talk show host for many years, and he's interviewed so many celebrities. The show is called Profiles now. He just had my buddy Scott Page,
Yeah.
who's also on the show here too.
God.
And we all know
God.
Scott. He's a tech guru and very talented musician. Originally Pink Floyd keyboardist and Toto, and I think Supertramp.
Yeah.
Sherry Nelson, Canadian born. I mean, the list goes on here. Ian Gurren, he's great. Kim Sledge from Sister Sledge.
Mhm.
And I think I mentioned a few earlier, but we probably don't have time to talk about all of them. But the point I'm just putting out there is that, and here's the other point, this is international. I mean, there's people from all over the world and artists contributing from all over the world. So that's why I made sure I said 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so people could tune in to iConcert.tv. That is that's the internet URL or channel, whatever you want to call it. iConcert, iConcert.tv. It will be airing this, and it's been great. It's been great.
And you're definitely in your element. I'm so looking forward to this, and anything I can do to promote it, dude, send me anything you need me to put out there, and I will do it. You talked about Kenny Aronoff back here on my wall. He sent me a signed drum head and a pair of signed sticks for my wall of fame. He is such a great guy. I love him
Wonderful.
to pieces, man. He's played with
Love
everyone,
that. Love
and
that. He has.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and you know, I'm like you. I believe music can bring people together because it heals. You know, music hits that primal piece of us. It doesn't matter if we understand the words. It doesn't matter if we, it's just it's hits right here, and it brings
It's
everybody
just,
together.
it's just a harmonious vibration that resonates with most people, especially if you get used to it. You get into a song. Uh, what I love about music, I call it my companion in life because, I've had many different experiences, like all of us, in just living my life at the stage I am with my life. And I look back and I can hear a song, and I just have immediately a time warp right back, time machine right back to that moment. And I'm feeling the feelings I felt. It could have been a first kiss, my first crush in grammar school. It could be anything. When that music, that song comes on, all of a sudden I remember, my dad and just staying up with my dad watching a show behind my mom's back to let me stay up a little bit later, as a kid. It could just take you back to some of the greatest moments of your life, some of the greatest failures of your life, some of the greatest losses of your life. But, music was a companion to get us by, to get us through, right? And that and community and just people, love of family, friends, support, and, what you put out there, we're all role models to each other. And I'm going to say that again. We are all role models to each other. It does not matter who you are, what you look like, what your ethnicity is. It doesn't matter. You make an effect when you interact or you speak to somebody every single day.
Yeah,
It could be a very little, it could be a lot. It depends on your gauge, but your attitude and how you present yourself and what you have inside your heart really counts. That's why every day is a blessing and a gift is one of my quotes that I have on my website, sohojohnny.com, and I truly believe it. Because all we got to do is try and start off the day that way.
yeah,
Start off the day and say, listen, I should be a little bit thankful. And that'll carry you through when you interact with somebody.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe you may have some disputes or whatever day could be a little bit bumpy, whatever. But at the end of the day, things could always be a lot worse. And we're only here for a temporary period of time. We all have a lease here. Nobody owns this life. Okay, this is all a temporary stint for all of us.
yeah, yeah. And when my oldest daughter was in high school, I still tell my youngest daughter this every morning when they would get ready and leave for school. I'd say, "Do great things today, and make at least one person's day. I said, I don't care if you just tell somebody I like their hair. If you like their shoes, the way they tie their shoes, I don't care. I said, that little bitty thing can make the difference in their entire day. And they've got to where they do that every time. They
Yeah,
understand that. And it's awesome to me that I've raised my girls that way.
that is that is great that you do that. So you're a role model. I mean, of course, every parent's a role model, but I think it's beautiful because it starts at home. For those people or children out there that are fortunate to have a home. But if it's not a home, it could be a foster care home.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm a proponent for as we get into as we're talking about this is I believe there should be a class or something in school about relationships, how to be in a healthy relationship, how to be in a wholesome, ethical relationship with somebody. I
Mhm.
don't think there's enough about that. Usually that's comes from the home or it's a learned behavior with, your peers or your friends. When you're really young on, I think that should be something that they teach you, okay? Because a lot of kids, like, they may not have the best role models at home because life's not perfect, but, and there's nobody has a perfect life out there.
Yeah.
Nobody, no matter what it looks like from the outside, trust me, there's always something going on because life is not meant to be that way. It never will be that way. There's always things that are going on. So um, try to look within. Don't look without when it comes to how you evaluate how life should be. And as you say, that outreach of just doing something because you won't see the return on that investment right away.
Yeah.
Okay, of this that good naturedness or that of just trying to make somebody feel put them in a better place. Entertainment is a medium by where we do that. We we connect with the audience. When I have concerts, when I'm animated. Those who have been to my gigs, they know how I am. I'm like one of the performers because I can't help myself. I get carried away. I'm up there. I'm singing. I'm dancing. I'm choreography with the with a I had a couple of young ladies choreographing me, and that connection with the audience, that passion, that umbilical cord, if you will, that
Yeah.
energy is so positive. He who sings praise twice, they say in the good book. So and I'm not trying to get religion, because even without religion, what I'm saying, I just is common ethics of humanity. I call
Yeah.
it. Okay, even if you don't have religion, it doesn't matter. This is just common sense.
Even if you don't have religion, you have a soul. And that music hits it. But yeah. And man, I was so looking forward to coming up and doing this thing in person because I'm aching to get up there to see y'all. Now one
We
thing,
we would love to have you, and believe me, you just give us a ring when you're ready. And listen, we have to feel comfortable. I mean,
yeah,
everybody's risk tolerance is different. I'm also somewhat conservative with that. Especially the older you are, but some people are flying. Listen, it's a shame what's happened. The economy is healing slowly but surely. Things are going to get better. Of course, as we're up here in the Northeast. Of course, we've got like a quote unquote the second wave of Corona.
Mhm.
But even though you don't see it, we're turning the corner, and the research is now bearing fruit. And next year, we're going to have things or vaccines that we could take, and we will get by this storm.
Yeah,
We just got to deal with the facts and not the fiction, and avoid the fear.
we definitely will, and I'm looking forward to everybody just kind of getting together and everything's starting to gel again because it hasn't gelled in a long time, and I'm ready for it too. Just everybody figure out no matter what your beliefs, anything like that. When you got up this morning, you did exactly the same thing I did. You put your pants on one leg at a time. Now,
Hmm.
Nino probably just jumped into his because he's gangster like that, but he's a special case. So, yeah. But I mean, we're all people, no matter what. And as soon as everybody understands that and figures out, yeah, I may not like this about you, but not mind to deal with it. Does not hurt me a bit. It don't affect me a bit. Why should I let it bother me? You know, since everybody figures that out, I think the world's going to be a lot better.
Well, listen, I certainly think we've been through a lot during this year, and that's why 2021 is really going to shine.
Yeah.
Okay, the vaccine is going to be at the last leg of the vaccine. We'll have remedies for it or treatments for it.
Yeah.
Soho Johnny is never political. Okay, it's not about politics. The platform, and again, let me repeat this again because I guess this is important. LetMeHelpInc.org.
Mhm.
You can sign up to our email list at Soho Johnny, SOHOJOHNNY.com. And you'll find us on all the usual suspects there. Soho Johnny on YouTube, Instagram, and Let Me Help Inc. is also, and remember, it's letmehelpinc.org, O-R-G,
Mhm.
because it's a, it's a legal foundation. Contributions are tax write-offs for those that find it in their heart.
Sweet. Yeah, man, we're gonna have a ball. I'm ready for this concert. There's anything that you need me to do, I'm there. I'll do anything.
No. Well, listen, you're
That's
already
awesome.
doing your part by just having your show. Okay, and then not never mind just us tonight, Nino and myself, but just as I told you, just having your show during these trying times,
Mhm.
and just keeping the light on for everybody is so important. So I take my hat out to you, Brad, what you do, because every little bit counts. Every
Yep.
little bit counts, and trust me, people don't see that effect right away, but it builds. It builds in
Yeah,
ways that may be invisible, but it's there.
it does. I remember the first time I had you on, it was right after your mom had passed. I mean, it was, I think, a week after,
It
and you were
was
one of my
it was
first interviews. And
it was
I feel like I've grown so much since then. I've gotten to talk to so many great people, and I've learned something from everybody. We were talking about Mickey Burns. Mickey schooled me on my own show. I got
uh
scolded the nicest I've ever been scolded because he
he
was,
is he is he's got a ton of experience.
yeah,
He's so well learned, and what a great guy he is.
yeah.
He's a powerhouse of talent, and a matter of fact, I think Mickey's going to be interviewing. I believe this is we're talking maybe on a show probably this Thursday. Uh, for myself and Andrew Cole, the co-producer for the Creative Visions Foundation segment of hashtag I Am No Joke, the anti-bullying. So I
Mhm.
believe so. I believe that's in talks. I believe that's going to happen, which would be great. Him and maybe Eileen Shapiro, our mutual friend and
Mhm.
fantastic publicist. I love her to death.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And yeah, when I had Mickey on, he told me a bunch of good stories, and then he asked if I'd read his book, and I said, no, but I'm gonna buy it. And he started telling me a story about another person who had written a book and called into our radio show, and they got on the air with him, and he said, have you read my book yet? And they said, no, not yet. And they just went click and hung up. He said, it's about having respect for your guest. And I'm sitting there just squirming. I'm like, oh man, I'm getting schooled on my own show. And I almost edited that out. And I'm like, no, the man called me out on my punkness. I've learned from
Mhm.
this. I do my research, I read, I do what I need to do now. And it's because of Mickey. So I learned from everybody. And one thing I've learned from you is heart, because you're full of it, man. And I love you for it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yep, yep, yep.
Can
Me,
I just say one thing
yeah,
during the show?
you're off the clock, man.
Don't forget to get your bids in for Win a Day with me, Nino. We're going to raise a lot of money for Soho Johnny's charity, Let Me Help Inc., and it's for a great cause, and we're going to have lots of fun.
Oh man, yeah, I'm definitely promoting that one.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. Oh yeah,
Nino has a tremendous sense of humor. The reason why I thought of Nino, my pal for many years, as we were talking about, is he's just a down to earth, nice guy, great sense of humor, and it's just going to be it's whoever you know. Nino's the type of guy that he wakes up and no matter what, he's always got a smile on his face. It's kind of like what we're talking about. No matter what's going on, he's like uplifting.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that he's on the show, of course, with us right now, Brad. But I'm not, I'm not fluffing here. He really has that. He really has that ability, and he just takes things in stride. And he's soulful, and I guarantee, whoever is the lucky winner of this night out, whatever, they're just going to have a great time. And,
Absolutely.
just going to be a great time had by all that night.
oh yeah, most definitely, definitely. Man, I tell you, I've had a blast with it. And I'm anything I can do for this show or win a date with Nino. Oh yeah, we'll do it. You know me,
Awesome.
I'm up for anything.
Thank you.
But oh
Thank you,
yeah,
Brad, from the
thank you.
bottom of my heart.
Oh, thank you so much.